What's up, everybody? It's Erin.
And Nicole. This is Dude That's Fucked Up, a podcast.
It is. How's everybody doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're, doing great.
Doing great. I'm having such a fun named beer. It's called Beverly Pills.
I love it. I love it.
It's so cute.
I'm having my hard kombucha because I'm a California
Karen. No.
Karen. Aw.
No,
I'm a California Erin.
You're a California Erin.
Yeah, we are going to talk about some fun stuff today.
Oh, yeah.
Last week we had a little bit of a serious episode and
not.
It's serious.
We're just in our feelings.
Yeah, we needed to process some stuff. So thank you for bearing with us through that. And I hope that it was, helpful or entertaining or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you skipped it, that's fine.
Yeah, cool.
Welcome back.
Yeah, hey, how's it going? Do we have any biz this week?
No. If you haven't gotten a bandana yet, you should totally get one. Erin's sending them out every week in the mail. They take no time at all to arrive. They're just like wham bam.
They might take a few days. They take.
Oh yeah.
It's not like a couple days. I can't teleport them, but they're.
But that'd be cool.
And sometimes the mail is slow, but it's getting. Yeah. It's like it's a little. It's a little.
You'll get it.
You get it. You'll get it. You'll get it. If you don't, let me know. Oh my God, that would be terrible.
Oh,
I feel so
terrible.
bad.
Oh man.
But yeah, check out the website DTFU podcast.com. My God.
Oh my gosh. Also, there's a link in the description of the pod now. We're adding links. So you could just click to merch. You could click to our website. You could click to, maybe that's the business. You could click to the Facebook page, the Facebook group, the Twitter, the Instagram. You could, the YouTube.
Our personal things. Wherever you want to go, you can go in our description. Yep. Go check that out.
The DTF universe.
Yeah, exactly. Cute. Perfect. Great.
Perfect.
Perfectamundo. Pure perfection.
Oh my God. Know what I came up with that I almost made my new gamer name, but
what?
It's still too much maybe related to the podcast, but this would be great on a shirt. Herf Majesty.
You always get me right when I'm taking a drink. Yeah, I love it.
What if it was like, oh my God, maybe we could use the art that Alex made us of our what are they called? Garbage Pail Kids.
Oh yeah.
But then it's like Herf Majesties.
Oh.
And then we both have a little crown on our head.
I love that. As our avatars, yeah.
Yeah, maybe someone will or maybe it's just us as avatars and it's Herf Majesty.
Cool. All right. I love it.
All right.
Anything fucked up for you this week?
Oh my God. Well, Tuesday was such a day.
Wow.
Erin and I were dealing with some bullshit on a personal level, and then also it was the debates. So we had already talked earlier in the day, and we're just ranting with each other, and then obviously the debates happened, and I was drinking margaritas, and Erin called me and had wine mouth.
Oh, I don't even remember this. I barely do. Oh, I remember. Okay.
You FaceTimed me, and even DJ had wine mouth, and it was very funny. But of course, those debates were just horrible, and I didn't want to watch them at first, but then I was like, well, then I'm not going to know any references or
Oh, it's must-see TV, but also it's having a pair of anguish shoved in your anus. So
yeah.
It's
my God. And opened.
Yeah, it's I felt the same way. I was like, I don't want to watch this, but we need to get through it. It's
yeah. And I don't want to be kind of left out. But also I was so mad that this is entertaining to people. And
I don't know that it was entertaining to anybody, honestly.
Oh, fair. But I guess going into it, people were like, I'm going to make popcorn for it. And it's just okay. And maybe it's more about the Trumpiness of it, but it's man, I'm just really bummed that that's even a thought or like
right.
that it's looked at like that. Like it's not just two adults getting on a stage and actually talking about like what they can do and like want to do for this country. It's just like full on shit show. And it was exactly what we all expected.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect I don't even like saying his name. It's like saying a curse word, but like I like curse words. This is like not even a fun curse word. It's like I don't know. Trump just yelling the whole time was like, and just being totally unhinged and sounding like a toddler. Like it was wild. He got
to talk. Well, he got to. It's like, oh my god.
Oh
you
my
had
god.
your turn, and then he talked, and now you want to talk again, but you can't. So just
the brain worms have totally taken over. Like it's so bad.
oh god.
But so your fucked up is.
Oh, so my fucked up is. Okay, so that all happened, and then Pete and I think watched an episode of Dexter or something. We like watched.
Needed a palate cleanser.
Oh no, I came in. Oh right, I kind of didn't remember this, but I was fine. I came in and gamed for 2 hours. I played Fall Guys and finished my margarita, and then we were just both kind of amped, and so we went back into the living room, and someone had brought up. Do you remember the cartoon? We were talking about Saturday morning cartoons on the stream. Follow me at Dude Squatch on Twitch if you'd like. And we were talking about Saturday morning cartoons, and someone brought up Camp Candy. Do you remember that?
No.
I didn't at first. I was like, oh. And then it was like I time warped into my little like 7-year-old body and was like, oh my God, that was the cartoon John Candy voiced. And it was like a cartoon of him. I fully remember watching it. And so Pete
I'm gonna have to like Google some images for this. Yeah,
you'll recognize it. It was, I think it was maybe only on like for one season or something. It didn't. It wasn't a long running show. And he's like narrating what happens, and it's just kind of like wacky camp antics, you know.
Yeah.
And I loved it because I loved The Great Outdoors, the movie that he's in, The Great Outdoors, and so it was like kind of a connection to me in that way. And so Pete and I looked it up and we started watching a little bit of it, and this video on YouTube had commercials from that Saturday morning, and it was like this time of year, so there were Halloween commercials for McDonald's, and then we were like,
oh my God.
We spent 20 minutes watching 1980s and 1990s McDonald's commercials.
Amazing.
And it was like it was such like a feel good. It's fucked up because we were like wasting time doing this, but we just like went down into this rabbit hole, and it was so much fun. And we all remember the McNuggets, and they like one was the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
And it was like,
oh man,
and you see the pail, and we were just having so much fun.
Oh, we had like all of those pails.
Yeah, and you would use them for trick or treating.
Yeah, and they had lids on them and everything.
Fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So it was such like a fun. So it was like a fucked up day, and we stayed up late. We stayed up till like 1 or 1:30. We were up so late, and yesterday was brutal. But oh man, it was so fun, and just like
that's so funny.
Old cereal commercials and. Yeah.
That's like we had Willow, the movie Willow was we recorded it off the TV.
On VHS.
On VHS, yeah. And this was like how we watched Willow over and over again when I was a kid. But it aired during like Christmas time in the 80s. So there was like all these old like Pantene commercials, like Duracell commercials.
Oh my God.
It was I totally like they are still in my brain from watching Willow over and over and over on a recorded VHS tape in the 80s, like, or early 90s. I don't know, whenever it was. But yeah, it's
so wild.
It's so wild.
It was fun.
Well, my fucked up is pretty similar. It veered a little bit differently, but so DJ and I, like, we had made cocktails before, like, to get ready for, because, like, you know, I like politics. Politics are they're not fun right now, but this isn't politics. But like, I was hoping to see like a little bit of substance from at least Joe
Biden. And you're hoping,
and he tried, and he really did try. But like, it was like trying to debate with a monkey throwing shit at you the whole time.
It got grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it got grandma. So we drank a cocktail beforehand, and then we moved on to wine and like put Jack down, and we started housing wine because as it went on, it was just like getting worse and worse, and we were just like chugging wine because we were
your
like
anxiety's going up, and you're yeah.
And before we knew it, we had each finished a bottle of wine.
Oh
like,
my God.
It was so bad. And we're sitting there like screaming at the TV and like just FaceTiming you, whatever. It was like a rant and rave kind of like situation. So then it's over. We're like, we watched a little bit of the commentary afterwards, and we just were like, fuck, this sucks. This is so shitty. And we were all amped up. And so I was like, let's jump at the pool. Fuck this. I need to like take a shower. I need to like wash this shit off me. So we like jumped in our pool naked. And then you can guess what happened later. But so we, stuff was happening, and I fell off the bed, and I fell onto like our bed frame has like this is probably a little bit TMI, but it has like shelves built onto it that poke out, you know?
Yeah.
And I fell, and I hit my shoulder on one of them, and my shoulder hurts so bad. It's so bruised up. It was wild. We were so drunk.
Fucking bucking Bronco, DJ.
Yeah. No, it was me. I was just like rolling. I don't know what I was doing. I don't even think anything was happening. I was just like, woo! I don't know what the fuck I was doing.
You do love politics.
Let me tell you,
honk if politics make you horny.
No, I hated what happened. I hated it.
Oh
God.
My God.
So
that's so funny.
That's what happened to me.
Oh my God.
And my shoulder is still all fucked up. Oh
my
God.
God.
I hope my mom's not listening.
Yeah. Well, whatever. She's done it.
Or my brother.
Yeah. He's probably done it too, Erin.
Mm.
It's funny that like Pete and I went into our like younger selves, and we're just like, we need like comforting cartoons, and you and DJ were like, let's do it.
Yeah, I was like ripping off my clothes, and like I just wanted to like
in the pool, like cannonball.
I mean, honestly, it felt like I was like, the world is ending. Like I was just like, that's where I go for
release.
Comfort. I needed a primal release. Yeah, exactly. So that's what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, wow. What a time. So,
oh my goodness.
There's no segue into our topic because this has nothing to do with anything that we were just talking about, but we're going to tell you about a story about a man, a man named Michael Malloy, a man who would become known as Mike the Durable, the Rasputin of the Bronx, or Iron Mike. This man was not a politician. No.
No.
So no segue for politics there. No segue for the segue it has a lot to do with drinking and being drunk.
Sure.
There we go. There we go.
We found one.
Okay. So these nicknames fucking rule.
Dude. Fucking he was
Rasputin of the Bronx, dude.
Rasputin
Holy
of
shit.
the Bronx. That sounds like I don't know. That it sounds like he should be like a rap, not God, but like royalty. He should be rap royalty, you know? Like the Notorious B.I.G., Rasputin of the Bronx.
Yeah.
But it was not that era. Not that time.
This was in the 1930s when this man, or 20s, 30s, when this man was popping around New York. So, like I said, his nicknames are great, but he got those names because he became notoriously hard to kill.
Dude, he was the unsinkable Michael Malloy.
The unpoisonable Mike.
He was Beatrix Malloydo.
Beatrix Kiddo, Mike.
Kill Bill.
Micah Tricks.
He was Kill 'em all.
Yeah, this man. Well, he he wouldn't be killed. People tried, and it wasn't happening.
Why didn't they just call him Can't Be Killed Mike?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can't be killed. No kill Mike? I don't know.
Can't killer Mike. Anyway, Mike was an Irishman who lived in New York City during the 20s and 30s. Mm-hmm. He was a former firefighter who loved to drink. Mm-hmm. But at some point he fell into hard times and his drinking ramped up. So yeah, that's a bummer.
It was a hard time. It was a hard time.
Yeah, this was like during the Depression. Everything's kind of shitty. Everybody's losing their jobs. Like, it's New York. It's a hard city to make it in. So
it's dirty.
This is
like he was an immigrant. So it's like he probably is working like really, intensive like labor type jobs or like a menial jobs, but there's no like job security.
Right. And like a firefighter back then was not the same as it is now. There was no like pension for him or any kind of like, this was like, that was grunt work and dangerous. And so a bunch of it was like, they like had gangs. It's like gangs in New York. Like, well, it was, I love that movie.
I know. It's good.
This was like post that obviously, but this was like, this was a tough city. And then when you're down on your luck and you're an immigrant, it's really, really tough.
Yeah.
So his drinking was probably the only thing that he could escape to. And so he's getting hella wasted, and it's hella illegal because prohibition was also a thing at this time, which is so fucked up. I mean, it's all bad during this time, but like, man, if we couldn't drink right now during like a pandemic and a recession, I don't know what we would do,
Honestly, like it would. I mean, I'm like really trying to limit myself because I know it could just like spiral out of control if I'm not careful.
This man though was he was in a bad place, and this was not great. So
it wasn't good for him. He shouldn't have been drinking.
No. And so he's going to speakeasies, and he's getting wasted at these speakeasies, and you go in these places, and it's like they're just like rooms that are in behind other rooms, and it's like you're drinking rot gut, whatever. It's rough. So
it's like unfiltered IPAs.
Oh no,
it's like, how like you could just
like rubbing alcohol.
Oh yeah, but you know how like you could just take a few sips of like a really strong IPA and feel that you're gonna have diarrhea. Like that's how
your stomach immediately cramps up. Yeah,
it's like you could just feel like it expand. You could just feel all the air in there, and then you're like, oh, this is gonna be diarrhea in like 8 to 12 hours.
Yeah, sure.
Or less.
But yeah, he would go to all these speakeasies, and he became known around the city in all these, because obviously there's lots of speakeasies, but it's kind of an underground network. And he became kind of well known in these speakeasies for not only drinking a shit ton and passing out, but also for not paying his bar tab, like ever. I mean, he tried to like sprinkle a little money here and there just to like keep the booze flowing. And it's just like once he ran up a tab at one speakeasy, he'd move on to the next one, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
a little bit of a grifter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. He's a drifter. I wouldn't even give him.
He's a drifter.
He's a homeless man. He has no support, no family.
Yeah. He didn't have a grift.
Yeah. He had no grift. He just was looking to get drunk to, ease the pain.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that's sad. I was going to say it kind of reminds me of just like people, like when we first started partying in, like in college or whatever. And just like there would always be like that one guy that was always tagging along to everything. And you're just like, who brought him? And like, he's nice enough, so no one has a problem with him. But like, he never paid for anything somehow, and like was always bumming cigarettes off
really
everyone.
Wasted,
and always got so like blackout drunk and passed out. And then you're like, what do we do with him? And like,
you had to like take care of him.
And you're just like, what? And then Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think, everybody kind of knows somebody like that probably.
Yeah,
but
probably.
or at least you've been to dive bars and you've seen these kind of dudes around, or women that are just
Yeah.
like there right
All
when
the
it
time.
opens, and
Yeah.
they're
Closing it down.
So it's rough. These are alcoholics. But back then there was just there was no this is like, he was the model for temperance, really, for people who argued for temperance. Like, this is what your life will be if you have alcohol. And it's like, bitch, there's no alcohol allowed, and yet still here we have this man. So anyway, so this poor guy, though, it's really fucking rough. So but not paying his bar tab and getting super wasted all the time is not what he became famous for. Although that'd be pretty fucking wild. He is most famous for surviving a number of murder attempts on his life by 5 acquaintances who were attempting to commit homicide and life insurance fraud.
Oh my God.
Rude.
So rude. Also,
and you thought multiple attempts.
Yeah.
Oh, many. We'll talk about all those attempts. But it's just a reminder.
Yeah.
Like, if you thought your friends were trash, this man, woo. No, I'm kidding. I hope you guys have nice friends. And also cut those toxic assholes out of your life if you do.
Oh, yeah.
Yuck.
Don't have friends like that. You don't have to. That's one of my things when people are like, yeah, but I've been friends with them for like ever. I'm like, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You don't look forward in your life. Do you want to be dragging that dead weight around forever, or do you want to cut it loose and move on? Like,
or also if they're trying to kill you, like actively to get life insurance money.
Yeah. But I'm just one of those people, and I don't think everyone relates to this, but this is weird because I'm like a fiercely loyal person, but I also don't care. Like, time is not something for me that is like important. Like, I could be really good friends with someone I've met recently, and I could also like throw away a friendship of someone I've known for a long time because they're a bad person or they do something fucked up. Maybe that's bad, but
no, I guess I would never throw away a friendship. I would just I would distance myself, and if they want to reach out and talk to me anytime, they can, but like I'm not gonna like make any extra effort to engage them or whatever. Like, that's how I
guess that's how I've done it. Where I'm like cordial with people, but I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna put anything into that friendship.
And also, like, friends can be forever, like you and I.
Yeah.
But they also, they are they come and go, and they could be for a certain period of your life, certain phase, and then they go. But if you have friends who are actively trying to murder you,
get rid.
That's bad. Those aren't friends. Okay, first of all.
Friends. No, they're murderers. And, well, I don't know. I'm watching Dexter right now, so maybe you could argue. No, I don't know.
Well, so because Mike was hanging out in speakeasies nearly all day, every day, and drinking until he passed out or got kicked out, whichever came first, he was constantly surrounded by not the nicest people in the world. So
yeah,
a lot of the people that are at speakeasies, if you can imagine, in the 20s and 30s during the Depression, during Prohibition, were also down on their luck. A lot of them came to the speakeasies to drown their sorrows, as one does, and like kind of low key network with other fellow drinkers to try and find odd jobs. Because it's the Depression. Blow off and just blow off steam with their buds. Also, like, they're probably talking about like doing crimes and stuff. But like stuff that we used to do before the pandemic. Like, when we go to the bar, we go and like see our friends, network, whatever the fuck. Even if we don't consider it networking, we're always like either relaxing, talking. Like, what do? Talk with your friends, ask them how their day is going.
You hang.
You
just have a chat. Except Erin, when she originally wrote this, I read it, like, she was like, oh, you guys, like, these people are down on their luck too. But then I wrote, But also, there's like people who came to do shady shit and take advantage of people. Pollyanna.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, all these poor
like,
guys.
Yeah, everyone there is just like really having a hard time. And I'm like, okay, but also there's like criminals and like mob people there that are like looking to fuck you over.
Well, why would they do that? Because they're also down on their luck.
True. Yeah, true. Well, also
hurt people, okay?
Hurt people. Also, I was thinking as you were like talking about this, oh yeah, like speakeasies were for like kind of regular people, because rich people, just as with any time in history, could get access to anything they wanted. So they could just buy their booze and have it in their homes.
Yep.
But like people of little to no means went to speakeasies and got up to all the fun stuff, you know, getting sex, playing gambling stuff, having drinks, all the fun stuff.
Yeah. And so at one particular speakeasy that Mike would frequent, he had run up a massive tab, and it became clear to the owner of the establishment that it was never going to be paid off by Mike's odd and frequent low-paying jobs like street sweeping, street cleaning, and coffin polishing. I don't know that that's a job. I had no idea that was a job, but it sounds spooky.
I thought they already came polished, so today I learned, you know.
Yeah.
But also, is it that they come pre-polished, or are coffins something you have to get polished like shoes? Like just back then?
I don't know. Time to pull the coffin out of the crypt and polish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's like, oh, we got to polish. Yeah, we got to polish. They bought the year-long polish package, so we got to dig her up. We got to dig Mrs. Anderson up, polish that sucker, and put it back in the ground.
What the fuck do you need to polish a coffin for? It's literally getting buried in the ground. So anyway, well, it didn't pay much, evidently. So, yeah, poor guy. So one night, the speakeasy owner, Tony Marino.
That's an Italian name.
That is very Italian. And several of his friends were playing some pinochle, and they were drinking some bootleg whiskey, and they're all just chatting, talking shit, and worrying over money and depressions, hard times, and commiserating.
Excuse me.
Yeah, exactly. Doing that too. And so they start talking about how great it would be if they were just able to inherit money from some dead aunt or something. Like, you know, we've all definitely like
totally
been like,
that would be great.
That'd be amazing. Yeah. Or like it'd be like, or if there was like a lottery happening, that would be cool. God. Like I would give me the money.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah. So this is all just, you know, the topic of conversation, and they're sitting there and they're brainstorming about it and like fantasizing, like as one does when you talk. You know, when you talk about winning the lottery or inheriting money, like you're like,
or like starting a business. It's
like,
oh, you know what we could do?
Yeah,
we could sell hot dogs out of a bicycle.
We can start a coffin polishing company.
Oh my God! Wait. Do you think we could start a subscription service where we polish coffins of people who've already died? Like their families want them to like be in the best looking coffin they could be in.
Rich people will pay for anything, dude.
Oh my God. Yeah, you just have to talk them into needing it.
Tony, you're a genius.
Tony. Oh my God. He was also just a fucking criminal.
Yeah, also that. And so they start going down kind of a darker path, I guess, talking about this particular vein of way to make money.
Well, yeah, because Tony already killed someone.
Oh, yeah.
Tony was like, everyone's like, what could we do for money? Like, what if someone died that was an aunt or something? I don't know. Like, do we have any aunts we could kill? And then Tony's like, we don't even have to be related to them. Listen, I ran a beta test on something earlier this year. There was a woman in here. She was homeless. She had no family. She died mysteriously in the speakeasy. I collected $2,000.
Awful.
We already know it's a proven method. The algorithms have checked out. we can just kill someone, a random person, pretend we're related, and get the money from
Yeah,
life
nobody.
insurance.
It's people nobody will miss. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he had already done this. He had, like you said, beta tested it.
Yeah.
And as they're talking, they look over and old Mike, he's just sleeping off a bender in a booth near them, snoring and farting away. And they start hatching a plan and form a murder trust, quote unquote murder trust.
Yes.
This is like their little boy band of murder.
Oh my God. Murder trust. All right.
Oh my God, we're gonna hack your body. I don't know.
Oh my God, we'll hack again. Oh my God, we'll hack that man.
Gonna get some money, better answer now.
Oh my God.
So yeah, they have their little boy band. It's Tony Marino. It's Daniel Kreisberg. It's Francis Pasqua. Mm-hmm. It's the bartender, Red Murphy. That is an Irish man. Mm-hmm. And some other petty criminals, John McNally, Edward Tin-Ear Smith, and Tough Tony Bastoni.
I fucking love it.
Or Bastone. I don't know. I think it's whatever.
Bastoni.
I'm going to say Bastoni. And Joseph Maglione.
Oh, I love all the Italian boys.
Yeah, we got it. We got Italians. We got Irish Jews. We got it all. I feel like Daniel Kreisberg is Jewish. So everybody's there. It's cool. Yeah. It's like a fun little grab bag of criminals. But what about this guy, Ed Tin-Ear Smith? What happened there?
Okay. Do you think he had tinnitus and like all the sounds that he heard in that ear were like tinny?
I think he literally wore a tin can on his ear.
Oh my God, that's the only way he would talk to people. He's like, hold this one. And it was like connected to a string, and then he would listen to the other one.
Yeah.
Talk into the can. But he wouldn't look at you. Maybe that's why. It's like, no, that's Tin-Ear. What's his name? Tin-Ear. Oh, Edward Tin-Ear Smith?
Eddie Tin-Ear Smith. That's a mouthful also. First of all, sir. Well, just calm down.
It's too many names. You should just be Tin-Ear Eddie.
Yeah.
Or Eddie Tin-Ear.
Eddie Tin-Ear. I'm pretty sure that's probably what they called him.
Okay, Eddie Tin-Ear. Yeah, I think you weren't allowed to look him in the eye. You had to stand back to back with him with your butts touching, and then you put a can up to his ear, and you had to put it up to your mouth and talk to him that way.
Totally. All right.
Yeah.
I love it. That sounds right. Well, so they're getting their boy band together. They're talking it out.
Oh my God, maybe he just had bad pitch. Okay, anyway.
Oh, there we go.
He was like, maybe he was like.
He was like the Joey. He was the Joey Fatone of the group.
Or the Chris Kirkpatrick. He sounded hella tinny.
Yeah, he was Chris Kirkpatrick for sure. Okay. So they look over at Mike and they're like, we got one. We got one. We got a live one, and we want him to be a dead one.
Yeah, we got a barely live one.
So poor Mike was a mess and did not have any family that they knew of, which meant he was the perfect victim.
Yeah.
I don't even think they knew how old he was because it's hard to know when you. He probably was.
He probably looked a little worse for the wear.
Oh, he was living rough. He was living hard. He was probably looked 10 to 12 to 15 years older than he actually was.
Yeah. Which I feel like that's maybe what made him a little harder to kill ultimately. Because like
he was pickled like Keith Richards.
Yeah. But Keith Richards is very old these days also. Yeah. But he looks like he's like 20 years older than he actually is. But I think this guy probably just like looked a lot older but was still kind of like strong and youngish. You know? Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're a firefighter in any era, you got to be in some sort of shape, like to have done the physical exertion of what it would take to do that job.
Well, all of his jobs were physical labor, street cleaning and coffin polishing. So
you know, those people that like can drink a shit ton and are still in great shape and like don't necessarily take the best care of themselves, but they're like, I don't know.
Somehow fine. Yeah, like
they're somehow fine. Yeah. So that was this guy. So but they look at him and they're like, this guy is homeless. He has no family. He's the perfect victim. Let's do it. So this is it's so awful. So they take out 3 life insurance policies on him, and they give him a fake name of Nicholas Malloy as his next of kin. So they made up a fake name for him, which it makes no sense why they did that. But it does. It does
because they didn't know who he was. They didn't think he had any family, but I guess on the off chance that like it would be in the papers or something and someone would see it and try and like claim the insurance or whatever, or what, I don't know, but it was just a criminal thing they were doing. Yeah,
and they didn't even bother to like do any research to find out if he did have any next of kin anyway. So but the insurance payout for that I guess all 3 total life insurance policies on him would be, if they all paid out, would be each person would receive $3,576, which is equal to $65,000 in today's money.
Yeah. So which means that all the they would have gotten like a pretty big lump sum if they all because they all would have gotten like $3,500. So
right. And I mean, split 5 ways. That's what it is. Split 5 ways. So it was like a pretty big pot of money.
Yeah.
So so you can't just like take life insurance policies out on anyone. And claim the money. That's like insurance 101. Companies are smart. Yeah. They need to protect themselves.
There's like no way that insurance companies didn't learn that like first lesson. Like insurance companies were created and then someone was like, I'd like to buy insurance on that person. And they were like, okay. And then they killed them and they're like, can I have my money?
Yeah. They're like, so I'll have my money now. Yeah. Thank you.
And then they were like, we shouldn't make it so that you can't do that. So obviously there was already like rules in place.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're criminals. They had workarounds.
Yeah. They figured they're
idea men.
They're idea men. Exactly.
They were like, okay, well, we can't, like, he still has to sign it. He still has to prove he's this person. We'll just get him really fucked up, and we'll just keep getting him fucked up in exchange for him, like, signing these policies.
Yeah, so they told him, so they have the 3 policies, and they told him, okay, you just sign this contract, and you'll get free drinks forever. Like, he didn't know what he was signing. They, made it seem, he did not care. He was like, all he heard was free drinks, and he was like, I'll sign anything you want. And he totally did. And so now they have the signed insurance policies, which, how did they get him to sign a fake name? I don't know, but
it didn't matter. He just probably signed his real name, but he just like was drunk and scribbled it, you know?
Right.
It's like, he didn't read it. He's like, where's my whiskey?
Yeah. So, man, that was not a good move on his part.
No, that was like he was signing his
death warrant.
Literal death literal death warrant that was also fake.
Yeah.
Because it was not his actual real name.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the murder attempts. I have a fun game to play while we talk about the murder attempts. I kind of want to okay, I don't know. It's not a game as much as it is just like a fun exercise in like naming things.
Right.
So like for the first attempt, I want to call this one "Help! He's been overserved." You know, like what are the bad guys saying to the insurance company? Like even in the worst acting of their lives, it's almost like in Death Becomes Her when it's like, is it Goldie Hawn's? Like, oh my God, I'm so sad. Like or is it Meryl Streep where she's
I think it's
practicing?
Meryl.
Okay, because they're gonna kill him, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's like, help! He's been overserved.
Oh, my uncle, my dear sweet Uncle Nicholas Malloy, or whatever the fuck his fake name was.
His full name, yeah. My help! My uncle!
Officer, please!
Yeah, Nicholas Mallory, insurance policy number 70B812 has been overserved.
He's dead. Except he wasn't, bitch. That motherfucker survived.
He's checks pulse, counts to 3, looks in horror, dead.
And then he's like, well, time for another drink.
Yeah. Except he wasn't. This is like the worst first start.
Yeah, this is a half-ass attempt on their part. They tried the first attempt to murder him.
Yeah.
They tried to get him to drink himself to death, which is very sad. This whole thing is sad. It's fucked up.
It's sad. It's fucked up.
But we're making fun of these stupid idiots who are evil, horrible people who thought that they could just do this.
Yeah. P.S. They're dead. They're dead now.
They're dead.
So.
Very, very dead.
Dead.
So Marino, that's his last name, right? Yeah. Tony Marino thought he could just give him as much booze as he wanted, and they did that for 3 days straight.
Dude.
And I mean, they were just plying him full of liquor, and he did not die, obviously. He lived, and he was totally fine. He just kept coming back for more.
Yeah, 3 days, he's fine. He's like, they're like, fuck, this isn't going to work.
No. That was first attempt. Done.
Yeah, first attempt. Second attempt. Okay, this one's called Help! He's drinking household items.
Oh, is there a poison control number somewhere? Oh, what? No, Uncle, please don't drink that.
Uncle, you're not supposed to eat the Tide Pods. Ah.
That's turpentine. Oh.
Turpentine.
I don't know.
Oh my God. Yeah, and they were trying to poison him with shit like that, like household.
Yeah, for real.
Bar hold stuff, I guess, because they were in a bar.
Yeah.
They're
like cleaner and, just whatever. Like paint thinner, like shit like that.
Oh, yeah. It was it was like so they kept letting him drink as much as he wanted, but they were like trying to also poison him in between with like this stuff, which it totally reminds me of, and I don't know why I thought of this, but I guess it's because he's so drunk he didn't realize he was drinking disgusting stuff. Like, you probably could have served him his own piss and he would have drank it, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
But it reminded me of one of our Redlands bar crawls, and I don't remember which bar we were in. I think it was like kind of an Irishy themed one down there somewhere. And we were with someone and they were drinking vodka sodas and they were like so drunk and not in a fun way. They were like getting belligerent. And
was it Boiler Room?
Maybe. I can remember kind of like how we were seated, but I don't remember where we were. I'll have to like think. I'll have to like look at a map or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like not fun, and it was the end of the evening, and we were just like annoyed. I think we were in Redlands, and they were like ordering vodka sodas, and we were like, "Can you like not put vodka in it?" We were like, "Just give him a soda with a lime in it." And then he didn't notice at first, and he was like, "No, I'm not," just like drinking, and then finally he was like, "Hey, I don't think there's vodka in here." And we were like, "No, there is. It's just like probably a week or whatever. You're like drunk, you don't know." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And just like kept drinking it.
God. Well, when you said he was so drunk he would probably drink his own piss.
Yeah.
It reminded me of an incident of the time somebody beer bonged piss at a party I had in high school that I threw. Yeah.
Oh.
It was so fucked up. It was so sad.
Whose piss? Their own or someone else's?
Someone else's.
Did they know they were going to do it, or it was a joke?
No, it was like a joke. I was so mad.
That's the worst.
I think I like kicked everybody out after that and like I like made this person like puke and like tried to take care of it. It was fucked up.
That's the worst thing. Ugh.
I think they immediately vomited.
I'm sure.
It's piss, but
they tasted that it was piss.
Ugh, it would
only take like 2 seconds to realize something's wrong.
I will never forget that as long as I live. It was awful.
Oh my God. And you know whose piss it was and who did that?
I don't know whose piss it was, but I know exactly who did it. And it was really rude. But
Ew,
yeah.
I hate these people.
I know. So we were talking about how he was just drinking everything, no idea what he was imbibing, and they tried many different like household chemicals, rat poison, maybe antifreeze, maybe turpentine, maybe wood alcohol.
Yeah,
I guess
don't really
that's
know.
Yeah, they're not sure exactly what, but they like threw everything that was under the kitchen sink at him.
In the cleaning cart. They were just what do we clean the floor with after everybody's like puked and pissed themselves? Like put that in his cup.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, drinking rot gut, bathtub gin, whatever, probably insulated him from and being used to that probably insulated himself from actually being poisoned by real things that you shouldn't drink. So
could be, yeah. But also I feel like it didn't take much of that to make him pass out, and then he couldn't drink anymore anyway.
Yeah.
So it was like it didn't work.
Did not work.
Yeah.
He was drinking regular shots, and then they gave him alcohol, and then they gave him poison. Yeah. And he drank the poison. He did not feel good, passed out, but he slept it off, and then he came back for more alcohol the next day.
Poor man, had no idea any of this.
No idea. It's so mean. It's so fucked up. It's not even mean. It's insane.
Yeah. Okay, attempt number 3 and 3.5 is...
Okay.
Officer, help! My uncle, he's diarrheaed himself to death. Is that a transatlantic accent?
He shot himself. Yeah. Oh, officer.
Officer. No, it's like, officer, help. My uncle, he's dead. That's like Christopher Walken.
My uncle has shot himself to death, officer. I just don't know what to do.
Oh, my uncle shit out his asshole, and he's still dying on the street. Send help. No, They tried alcohol poisoning him, wasn't working. So even though they were like literally poisoning his alcohol, they were like, let's kick it up a notch. We're gonna poison his food. So they soaked. Okay, first of all, why are oysters a bar snack? I don't know, but they soaked a bunch.
I've had oysters as a bar snack.
But I feel like these are like out of a can or something. Why do I think that? No, they probably weren't. They're probably fresh because it was like olden days. But
yeah,
they soaked a bunch of oysters in non-food grade alcohol. It was like floor cleaning shit, like all the stuff they tried poisoning him with,
God.
and then they fed him those while they also served him the poison whiskey. So he was getting like double poison, and it fully didn't work.
Oh my God. He's like, give me some more of them oysters.
He's like, oh my God, these oysters, what have you done to them? They're fabulous. He's like, if I could give you a Michelin star, I would 100%. He was like, have you heard of the Zagat's Guide? You guys should be number 1.
I'm totally going to write you up on Eater. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Good. He was like, listen, there's this thing that's being invented in this century. It's called Yelp. It's going to be huge. Why don't I be the first Yelper? Give you 5 stars. It'll be really cute. You'll call me a Yelp influencer and give me free shit. And they're like, we're already giving you free shit. And he's like, but I want more free shit.
Yeah. So they're like, here's a sandwich.
Okay. They were like, what else can we do that aren't what I'm calling the devil's oysters? Because they're just like Satan's oysters.
Oh my God. And whatever, they could have just given him regular oysters and just like left it out in the sun.
I know.
You know?
That's what I was saying.
he would have gotten he would have gotten full on food poisoning and probably shot himself, like actually shot himself to death.
Or like so violently vomited that he like had a brain aneurysm or something. Like there's other, I feel like there were like nicer ways to do it, but no, they're like, oh, we have a sandwich for you.
Or like less conspicuous ways, like the officer, I don't know, he just ate these oysters. What it could it have been? And the cop's like, it smells like fucking turpentine. What the fuck are you talking about? If they would have just left the oyster out in the sun, they would have been like, oh man, bad oysters.
Bad oyster. Yeah.
Stupid idiots.
Stupid idiots. These are the dumbest fucking murders I've ever heard of.
Oh my God.
They're like, okay, these devil oysters didn't work. Let's make him a sardine sandwich, what's with all the like fucking seafood in this back alley hooch den? You know what I mean? It's like, ew, serve a pretzel, okay? But they were like, here's this sardine sandwich. They left the sardines out. They for sure left those out.
Smart.
They put some broken glass in, some carpet tacks, and some floor shavings. And of course, this man, Michael Malloy, gobbled that up and was like, yo, do you have any more of these dank-ass Sammies in the back? Like
he just ate that sandwich and was like, fine. And this man literally did ask for another sandwich. He like straight up asked for not quite a shit, but it might as well be sandwich.
It's like figurative shit.
It's a figurative shit sandwich. And he ate that shit sandwich and then he asked for some more.
I'm surprised little Tony or whatever, Tin Can Tony.
Tony. Oh my God.
I'm surprised Tony Tin Can didn't take a dump in it and just like give it to the man. That would have killed him probably because he would have gotten like salmonella.
E. coli,
yeah. It would have been a nightmare. No.
Oh my God. These stupid idiots.
Okay, attempt number 4. I like to call this one, Officer, help. My friend froze himself to death.
He's frozen like an ice sculpture.
Officer, help. My friend's frozen like the middle of Lake Minnetonka in the wintertime.
Oh, I don't know how he got like that.
Oh, officer, help! My friend's in the ice box.
These men, this murder boy band, they took him out. They got him obviously wasted again. They're just plying him with alcohol every single day, pretty much. So they get him drunk again, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's winter by this time. And they just throw some fucking cold water on him and make sure he's soaking wet. And they just leave him in the park in the middle of winter on one of the coldest nights ever. And they leave him on a fucking park bench and say good luck and leave him there and hoping he will like get hypothermia and freeze to death, I guess.
He didn't.
No,
spoiler alert. He fucking walked into the bar the next morning and was just like, achoo.
He's like,
Can I have some whiskey?
Last night was fucking cold. Give me some of that good ass whiskey.
He's like, you guys got any more of those carpet nail sandwiches?
You better make it a melt because I am chilled. Oh, can you heat up the turpentine today? I'm going to drop some Alka-Seltzer in it.
Do you have some turpentine oyster chowder by chance? I'll take the Manhattan or the New England. Doesn't matter.
I just need something hot. I'm cold down to my bones.
Yeah, it does. But make sure you serve it in a bread bowl with some floor shavings on top. That'll really hit the spot.
This poor man. Jesus fucking Christ.
So rude. Well, yeah, they weren't able to turn him into a human popsicle. Okay, so attempt number 5. This is the last unsuccessful
almost
attempt, yeah.
This is the last unsuccessful. Yeah.
It's the last attempt because it wasn't a murder. Okay, this
attempt number 5, by the way. We're on 5th attempt here.
5. Okay, officer, help. So dumb. Officer, help. This drunk man's been run over by a taxi cab.
Oh, my dear uncle. He's been struck by a taxi. I don't know.
My poor dear. Reads the notes. Uncle.
Uncle
My uncle
Nick.
cousin. Yeah. My uncle cousin, brother Nick. He was run over by a cab.
I just love him so much. This is the attempt where they hit him with a car.
Yeah, yeah. Which, okay, it kind of worked-ish. So basically the death squad or whatever, murder.
Barely. I wouldn't even give him that
Murder
much
club?
credit. They're not murderers at this point. They're just a bunch of fucking idiots.
What were they calling themselves? Death squad?
No, murder
trust.
Murder trust.
They were finally like, listen, we got to bring in an outsider. Obviously, we are not good enough to even do this.
We suck at murder.
They're like, we basically suck at murder. So they're like, let's just let's hire our friend, Hershey Green. He drives a cab. He's going to bring some muscle to the fight. And they got Malloy drunk. They took him out into the street. And then Green just like hit him with his cab. Like,
Ugh.
well, it wasn't that easy because actually it took a few tries because Malloy kept jumping down the way even though he was super fucked up, which is like, it's wild how different everyone's tolerance for alcohol is to like still function.
Yeah.
This is the problem all along. He was still fully functioning. This was their problem. Like they couldn't figure out how to like push him to the beyond, like the line was always moving. And so they got him super fucked up, tried to run him over with a cab, and it took 3 tries. He kept dodging it. And on the 4th try, struck him and then ran him over, like backed over him.
Right.
But then I think someone was like walking on the street. And so they all freaked out and just left him to die there. And so he didn't show up the next day. So they're like, he must be dead. But then a couple days later, first thing in the morning, he just comes like stumbling up to the door with a fucking fractured skull and broken shoulder and no memory, obviously. This is the fucking wildest part.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, what happened to you? He's like, I don't know.
Dude, he's like, I don't know, but how are my best friends? And you're like, oh no, this poor man like has no idea that these guys are trying to kill him.
Oh, it's so sad.
It's so sad. Also, what was that, Alexa?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I would remember eating a glass sandwich.
Yeah.
You know
I would
what
remember
I mean?
getting hit by a taxi.
I would remember getting hit by a taxi. I would hope. But
I'd remember
I guess,
getting left out in the middle of a park soaking wet. Maybe.
Yeah. And like almost freezing to death. But
yeah. I mean,
I
this is so awful. So
yeah.
This is the final. This is the nail in the polished coffin. They finally figure it out.
Oh my God.
And all along, like, I'm reading all these attempts and I'm like, did they really want to kill him? Like, I wonder if they're just like losing their nerve or whatever. But there's like 5 of them. So there's like, I don't know, like it's like nobody actually wants to pull the trigger or whatever to be like,
No. No, but this should have killed people. I mean, maybe not the weird oysters and the like, floor shavings sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
But like everything else should have killed him.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? I mean, maybe not just like 3 days binge drinking, but I don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe not. Like maybe these things are like it just wasn't. It was like fucked up and kind of like a mean prank, like the piss beer bong. Like all these things are just kind of. And this is what I was thinking when we were doing the notes. Is like, oh, all of these are like almost pranks.
Yeah. Like
all of these, like, oh, leave him outside. That'll be funny.
Yeah.
Like type thing. It's almost a prank and.
Well, the whole time they're trying to make it look like an accident so that it's not, like, that's how they get the insurance money.
Right. They can't just, shoot him.
They can't just shoot him. They can't just, like, I don't know. They can't just make it look obvious. So they're trying to do it in, like, a non-obvious way. But all the while, it's like they're still trying to feed him poison, which I don't know in what world. I don't know. So at
I
any
feel
rate.
like, wouldn't you just like, this is so rude that I can even think of this, but like, wouldn't you just like push him off a fire escape or something?
Well, my thought is if you're going to murder somebody who's coming in and if your intent was to kill them with drink, you should just like add, sleeping pills or heroin or something to the or like purposely taint a batch of the you know what I mean? And yeah. There's some
but they tried doing that kind of with like
sort of, yeah.
Yeah, but they weren't using anything strong enough, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of they weren't that smart or like using the right tactics, but also he was just resilient.
Yeah, he was extremely resilient. So anyway, so they're on to the final. This is what did him in, and this is like full force. This is fucked.
Dude. This murder squad of murder killers.
Attempted murder boy band.
Murder trust. Yes, this boy band was getting so desperate. They at some point they like realized, oh, we've spent so much money just on booze trying to placate this man.
They could not give this man more. Enough. They were like in debt basically because of all the alcohol that they'd been plying this man with. Like they were not budgeting for the amount of money that it would take to actually kill him.
They thought he'd be dead in 3 days, and that clearly did not happen. And then like months later, he is finally going to die. But also they had the next insurance premiums coming up. So like the monthly payment for the 3 policies that they had taken out was coming up, and they were like, I'm not fucking paying this. We're already broke. We don't have any money. Like, this is so fucking stupid. So they actually tried to kill some random patron of the bar to pass that guy off as Melvin Mallory or whatever. Whatever they call
Michael.
Or whatever the fake name they gave him.
Oh, yeah.
Something.
Nicholas.
Yeah. Mallory.
Mallory, yeah.
Yeah, Mallory. They were like, let's just do that. But they couldn't even do that. They couldn't even kill that guy. That guy survived. So they just couldn't figure it out. But I think what we are learning is that these guys really, like, they really persevered. Like, we could all take a note out of their notebook, not on murdering people. No. 1, we shouldn't do that. And 2, they were bad at it.
Yeah.
But just in setting a goal and, like, really working towards it.
Well, money is always a good carrot to, put on a stick. So, but if only they would have invested the same amount of energy into literally anything else as they put into trying to kill this guy. Yeah. And they probably they could have actually made the amount of money they were trying to make off his death if they would have put energy into anything else, honestly.
This is the thing about get rich quick schemes.
Yeah.
Like multi-level marketing, anything where it's like, or gambling, whatever, any like sports bets. You're going to lose so much more than you're going to gain. And it's set up that way.
Yeah.
You know, like if you just put the hard work in and start from the bottom and factor time in, that it's going to take time, you'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to make any more money than you would.
Yeah.
And you won't lose your soul. You know?
True.
So, so they finally they go full murder on this man.
Yeah.
February 21st, 1933. They finally do it. They, again, get him super fucked up. And they drag him into a tenement room, which is like a slum apartment, basically. And they put one in, this is fucked up, so I'm sorry. But they take a rubber tube from a gas light and they like a gas light outside. Yeah. And they put the line.
Or inside during that time.
Or inside, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And
they put it into his mouth and he like gets carbon monoxide poisoning, like within an hour is dead.
Oh my God.
And
That's
they had a doctor is like a part of the mob forge the death certificate of the man with the name Nicholas Malloy, with a fake name for Michael Malloy.
Was the doctor. I don't know if he was actually part of the mob. He was just like a sketchy ass.
He was a sketchy ass doctor that they paid off, basically.
Yeah.
It was like a real death certificate, but they had this doctor.
But he forged it because that wasn't actually who this man was, and
he put a different cause of death, which is stupid. But
exactly,
so they go and they cash in one of the life insurance policies for $800. The MetLife insurance policy is the one they cash in. Yeah. And then they have two others to cash in. So they go to cash in the Prudential insurance policy, and Prudential goes, we have to see the body to make sure there was no foul play. We want to see was there an autopsy? No, just a death certificate. We are a little bit more thorough over here at Prudential. So,
dude, and good for them because it was the 1930s and everything was fucking sketchy.
Yeah, they probably got burned many times and were not looking to go out of business. Yeah. So they were like, oh fuck, they're actually gonna exhume his body and double check and make sure that it matches the death certificate. Like they're gonna do another whole ass autopsy.
Yeah.
So they thought they could actually strong arm the insurance company, and the insurance company was like, that's cute. We are now extremely suspicious. And they said, no, you little fuckers. We're just going to dig him up.
Yeah.
And they did.
And by this time, it was May of 1933, so it's already been months since he died. And they did an autopsy on his body, on Michael Malloy's body, and they found that he did not die of lobar pneumonia, which was what the death certificate stated. And then everyone was like, ooh, whoopsie. That's weird. I've never seen that before.
What? I don't know why they did not just say he died of carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because that was an accident all the time happening, especially in tenement buildings in the early part of the century. And it still happens today. So
that's why we have alarms.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't just make that the cause of death. I don't know why they put something different, because then they could have been like, see, carbon monoxide poisoning. I don't know.
Well,
so stupid.
They were the world's worst criminals.
Truly.
World's dumbest criminals. They would be on that show or whatever.
Yeah.
But also because they were super dumb, they did not get away with it.
Obviously.
As detectives were working this case and being like, all of this is suspicious.
Yeah, because Prudential, when they tried to strong arm Prudential, they were like, no, we're calling the police too. Yeah. Not only are we going to exhume the body and have a real look-see, the police are coming with us, you fuckers.
Yeah, everything about this is wrong, and we need to shine some light on it and see what's going on. And so, detectives were involved at this point, and everything within the death squad, murder trust, whatever, started to unravel. It's just like how NSYNC, it's like Justin Timberlake gets too big, everyone starts fighting. JC Chasez tries to launch a solo career, but then Justin launches one and it's way bigger, and then JC's like, what the fuck? And then they're like, but let's just still be in sync, and Justin Timberlake's like, I don't think so, guys.
Cry me a river, am I
right? And they were all like, everybody, the police were already suspicious of Tony Marino because of the woman who died in his speakeasy.
If you remember from earlier in the episode, he'd already beta tested this on this poor woman.
And they were like, didn't someone die on your premises? And he was like, well, you mean the lady I killed? And then Green, the cab driver, he was unhappy with the cut he had gotten from when they got paid out from MetLife. His was probably a little bit less because he was brought in after everyone else.
Yeah, he was like, I ain't getting paid enough to, not say shit.
Yeah, so he started talking.
Yeah.
Talking shit. He was like, oh, and then I didn't get paid. Do you know what these guys did? Also, like, they tried to kill this guy so many times. Do you know what's in their sandwiches? Like, all this stuff. And everyone's like, what is going on?
Yeah. And yeah, it all just started falling apart. Oh, and that Joe Maglione guy killed the other Tony, the tough Tony Bastoni. And that he just murdered him, and then he went to jail.
Yeah, so they were taken out of the puzzle.
Yeah, so then there's 3 guys left. Frank Pasqua,
4
Tony
guys, I think.
Oh, yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Frank Pasqua, Tony Marino, Daniel Kreisberg, and Joseph Murphy. They all were like hauled in and charged with the death of Michael Malloy. And they go to court. They try to plead insanity. Nobody, that was a stupid thing to do.
It's driving me crazy. They sang.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na. I tried to kill him, but I'm crazy. Can't blame me.
Please don't send me to jail. I am just trying to eat with all this insurance money. I don't know. So yeah, they go to jail. They're done. They all are like trying to put the final like murder blame on each other.
Yeah.
They're like, he did it. Nope. Me, him, no, him, me, him, me.
Oh, right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah. And then they're just like, oh, no. It was Tony Bastoni.
Yeah. Oh, dead Tony.
The guy that got killed, it was him. And then they're like, you guys shut the fuck up. You're all going to the electric chair. So they did. So they did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only guy that didn't get the electric chair was Green, I think.
Yeah, the cab driver who
but he
was
went
just
to jail.
Who was like the third party vendor who was like, I was just trying to do a solid, but it didn't even work. So
yeah,
how could I be a murderer? I didn't murder. I just like ran a guy over, but he didn't die, so it's fine.
Yeah, he lived that time technically. So.
Yeah. So yeah, they all got the electric chair at Sing Sing prison in June and July of 1934. So didn't work out too well, did it?
Nope. They were electrocuted.
They got real bad. Don't do this. Don't murder anyone, and especially don't do it for an insurance policy. Oh my God, so awful. This
also,
poor man.
like today, like in today's times, the fact that anyone thinks they could get away with murdering someone for their insurance is wild to me.
Yeah. Well, people do it all the time still.
People do it all the time, and that's like 90% of what's on 2020.
That's all I got. R.I.P. to poor Michael Malloy, a wayward soul who just did not have good people around him and nobody looking out for him. So,
yeah, it's sad.
It is a sad story, but I hope you're all getting through it and, just take care of yourselves and remember to follow us on social media.
Oh yeah, at DTFU Podcast, all the platforms.
We try to post funny things that keep moods up, and let's keep pulling each other up so we don't get too down. And
leave us a review.
Leave us a review
on iTunes. That would be great, or Stitcher, or Google Podcasts, like wherever. I don't think you could leave a review on Spotify, but anywhere that you could leave a review, we'd love to have a review wherever you listen.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be so helpful and nice. And go to our website, dtfupodcast.com. Check out everything on there. There's so much. There's merch. There's backstories. There's a video that Nicole made. What was that, like 2018? Is that still there? I think so.
Oh, okay. I thought I took it off.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know.
We don't know.
Cut that out. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening as always. And please, please, please be excellent to yourselves
and each other.
Bye-bye.